Hello, I'm IBX Toycat, and this is my weekly in-depth tutorial, which is a series where I take a part of Minecraft and I go in-depth into it. So I give you the facts, I give you the stats, and I give you the fun trivia that help you learn a lot more about the thing. And this week we're covering our first naturally generated structure, which is the abandoned mineshaft. So the abandoned mineshaft is one of the free naturally generated structures. Oh, also we're going to be covering a little bit about cave spiders. We've slowly been working our way through the mobs in depth, and the cave spiders are very closely linked to the abandoned mineshaft. They're the only place you can find them naturally. So I figured it'd be fitting to cover the two together. So yeah, the abandoned mineshaft is a naturally generated structure, alongside the dungeons and the strongholds. So these are just the full-on structures you can find in your world that actually have things in them, and they were all in with TU5 alongside the stronghold. So before that, there was just the dungeon, these things you see here, mob spawners, if you will, and abandoned mineshaft. They're meant to be abandoned mineshaft that were left behind from a time far past. Also, just on the abandoned mineshaft thing, it was 1.8 for PC, and also on the Xbox One and PS4, they'll be launching with abandoned mineshaft, as did the PS3. So since they spawn before ores do, if you do find them at y equals 15 or below, my current one is, not of that, it's fairly high up, but if you find them below those layers, you can actually, find diamonds in them fairly commonly, and they're an amazing place to start looking for them, because, as with all ores, it's amazing to look for them, because there's just so much, area on display right here. So, yeah, that's all for the basics here. Let's start talking about, the actual how they work and stuff, why they spawn. So, around 1 in every 500 chunks in the console edition will be the start of an abandoned mineshaft, which gives you an average of between 2 and 10 per world. It's, a vague average because it's based on the seed, but you can get seeds which have 0 abandoned mineshafts in them, and you can get seeds which have, like, 17. I don't know, seed Sunday of 17, so I have no doubt you can get 20 in a really rare case, but yeah, 2 to 10's you're going to be your average, like 80% of seeds fall in that kind of average, and the starting place for each of the strongholds in your world will always be a 9x9 dirt area. Nothing completely special about this area, it's just 9x9 blocks of dirt with a lot of blocks surrounding it. So if you find 2 of these in one abandoned mineshaft, it actually means that it's a double abandoned mineshaft, so it's 2 abandoned mineshafts that got curved together. A lot of people don't know that, but yeah, that's how you can tell what one abandoned mineshaft is. It's one of these 9x9 dirt rooms. So after this, it expands in each direction using 3 separate kind of building blocks, if you will. That's how the game does it. And the most common of these, the one you probably associate with being an abandoned mineshaft the most, is the corridor block. So these are just, like it makes a 3x3 tunnel, and then every 5th block, so there's 4 blocks in between them, or every 5th block there is one of these little kind of pathway things, which are 3 blocks of wood held up by some fences. So they're pretty basic, and as I said before, it's what you kind of associate being a abandoned mineshaft. You walk through them, and it's kind of just like, it gives that mineshaft kind of feeling that you, of course, you kind of associate with. And next, let's talk about the second building block, which is the the intersection or the crossing. So this is where it allows multiple sections of the abandoned mineshaft to cross, because otherwise it'd just be following it around corners as it went in each direction. But the crossing allows for lots of them to intersect. So it even allows multiple levels. So there could be 8 separate places crossing all into one right here, and they essentially make the place a lot more mazy because there's just so many different exits, and they make the place a little bit more fun than just following the corridors along, trying to find what you want to find, because you've got to try and work your way out through it. You have to get some form of navigation system, and I think they're a pretty fun idea because as I said, they make it more mazy, which for some people is bad. For some people like me, I think it's a good idea. And then the final building block is less common than the other 2. They're, only used to get you up and down layers. They are the stairs. So yeah, these add more multi-levelness to the abandoned mineshaft, and that's what they do. They're just stairs. Nothing really special going on, just stone going downwards or upwards, depending on which way you're at them. So there are all the building blocks in the abandoned mineshaft. So now let's talk about the abandoned mineshaft random encounters, which actually make them worthwhile, because, this isn't too exciting. It's just, oh, there's lots and lots of stuff and wood, yay. I can't get wood underground normally, but the thing that makes them entertaining is the fact that they have quite a few things in them that are useful to you. So I'll go into the real abandoned mineshaft for this. That was just a reconstruction, if you're curious. It's not a very lucky above ground spawn. So here's a real abandoned mineshaft just below. So as you can see, the first thing that you have lots of is railways. So you can get these pretty much every other block is one. So if you bring a pickaxe with you, you can end up with like a full stack in like the first couple minutes you're here, because they just seem to be everywhere. For some reason there was just a big dry stretch just here, but yeah, they seem to be everywhere, in the corridors in particular, and it's just a really, really easy place to get them. The second thing that abandoned mineshafts are great for is, of course, ores. So If you're above y equals 15 and you can't find diamonds, there's still going to be lots and lots of coal around the area, including iron ore and whatnot. And if you go below y equals 40, you're going to be finding some gold. And if you go into the the diamond range, they're an amazing place to look for diamonds because you just see so many blocks that some of them are bound to be ores. And yeah, if you want to increase your chance of finding ores, they're just a great place to go in general. So the third and final thing that is perhaps one of the best reasons to go on them is you have a pretty rare chance of finding a chest. So I have my, fake chest here, and basically the chest can contain between 3 and 6 stacks of items, and then the chest, after it's, decided the random amount of items, it decides, randomly which ones to have. So the most common item you're going to find is bread, and then as you go right on this list, all the way down to the enchanted book, it gets less likely. So bread is a ridiculous amount. I think it's 15 times more likely to spawn than the enchanted book, which is a level 30 enchanted book, by the way, and yeah, that's how this stuff works. So for some reason, a iron pickaxe is more rare than the diamonds, and even the same kind of rare as the rail. And I can't really work out what the logic behind that was, but that's just how the game kind of works. So yeah, here are all the things you can find in abandoned mineshaft chest. The perfect chest, in my opinion, would be perhaps a enchanted book, some gold, some diamonds, and the melon seeds, because they're pretty rare to get otherwise. But yeah, that's how the chests work. It randomly spawns this stuff based on predetermined percentages. That usually gives you bread, which is something you don't usually need, but it's kind of nice, I guess. So next, let's talk about one of the more dangerous parts of an abandoned mineshaft, the cave spider spawners. So these can spawn anywhere from 2 to 4 or even more times per abandoned mineshaft, and they're characterized by their very dark rooms and the cobwebs that fill the place. So there are a few ways to deal with these. The first way is to light them on fire with flint and steel. So this not only lights cobwebs on fire, slowly gets rid of those, but it also provides light to stop cave spiders spawning, and it also hurts cave spiders that go through them. So triple whammy benefit there. Once you finally got rid of it and you've got a pathway to the spawner, you can either mine it or just place a torch in it. This will remove the threat of one of the more dangerous mob spawners in the game that doesn't really have any purpose, because it's the same drops as a spider, but smaller, and they poison you too, so just bear that in mind. So finally, we'll move on to cave spiders in depth. I was going to do it down there with the spawner, but I was getting really hardly attacked by the cave spiders, and I figured I'd die if I stayed there, and that wouldn't be very good for the in-depth thing. So we're going to do it up here with these spawn eggs. So first of all, let's start with the fact that cave spiders have 12 health points, which makes them easy enough to kill in just 2 hits from a diamond sword, which might make you think that they're a pretty simple mob, and that's pretty backed up by the fact that they only do 2 or 3 health points of damage, depending on difficulty. So even on hard, they do 3 health points of damage, which is a lot less than a zombie pigman doing 13, and some other mobs doing a lot higher than that, and yeah, it's slightly weird, and you might be thinking, oh, they're really easy to kill mobs, right? And their drops are pretty simple too. They're the same as the spiders, 0 to 2 string, and 1/3 for chance of spider eye. However, where they differ from their regular spider counterparts is the fact that they have poison, and that's also why you want to avoid them, and why even with full diamond armor, I'm trying to stay away from the spawner. So basically, they deal poison, and on hard difficulty, that poison does 5 points of damage, and because it goes through armor, so yeah, if I get poisoned, the poison damage goes through the armor I'm wearing right now. It means that if get attacked by poison twice in a row, and you can get taken down to half a heart, which even with the best armor in the game, protection 4, you can still die from a cave spider eventually, because they're 2 or 3 health points. It's gonna eventually kill you. So yeah, basically they use poison as their main weapon, and their 2 or 3 health point damage is more of an annoyance type deal. And yeah, so how do you actually fix this? So the cave spider poison can actually be cured with milk. So let me get poison again. If you just have milk on you, you can actually cure yourself with it like this, and that's honestly the best way to deal with them. You need a lot of milk if there's a lot of cave spiders, or a enchanted golden apple will work too. But yeah, that's your best bet there. So the final thing that makes them so deadly, especially if they're, just in an adventure map or something, is because they're 0.7 blocks wide, 0.7 blocks deep, and half a block tall, that means they can actually fit through the gap from a half slab. So I should be able to do this just here. Yeah, if I spawn one there, and then I attack it through the thing, it will actually be able to... Actually, can I even do that? But yeah, let me try and attack the cave spider right now. I'll lead it through to me, I guess. It should be able to go through the half slab to actually get to me. Like now, maybe? Yeah, okay, there we go. No, it's just going around. But yeah, there you see, it goes through half slab blocks, which is kind of ridiculous, and that's what makes them kind of crazy. They're tiny, they, spawn at you in massive numbers, and they deal poison damage. So, yeah, watch out for cave spiders. They're a lot tougher than you think, and their groups will destroy you with their poison, with their slow but constant attacks, and if you want to avoid being killed by them, bring milk and destroy the spawner as soon as possible. Even if it means taking some poison damage, just, do it as fast as you can, because, once you've killed them, the poison can't kill you, and that's the best way to deal with it. So, yeah, that's your best way to help them, and yeah. So that was Abandoned Mineshaft plus Cave Spiders in depth. I hope you enjoyed it. Some quick points, just because it's going to change in the future. Minecraft Xbox One and PS4 will average around 100 to 200 Abandoned Mineshaft per world, because they actually have something like 100,000 chunks as opposed to 3,000 on the current gen consoles. As of the few updates from now, the chest in the Stronghold will also change from chest to a chest in minecarts. So those are 2 changes coming to Abandoned Mineshaft soon that are worth talking about. And yeah, that's that. So I hope you enjoyed this week's in-depth tutorial. If you did, you can like the video, let me know. Share it if you really liked it, because that helps me out too. Check out the in-depth playlist, it's in the description, and yeah, goodbye.